get ready for Chaos and Mayhem. This deck is once one of the starter decks that you're given. It's actually one of my favorite starter decks. It's a lot of fun to play, especially if you can get some of the combos going. You'll see what I mean here in just a second. It comes with 3 shocks, 1 red, deals 2 damage to any target. Staple card in any deck running red. I gotta think, if you got red, you got shocks in your deck. Doomed Dissenter. When it dies, it creates a 2/2 black zombie. It's a 1/1 for 2, 1 and a black. And there's a lot of things to kill creatures or sacrifice them for other beneficial cards that you have in here. A Reassembling Skeleton, 2 casting 1/1 that comes back from your graveyard into the battlefield, not your hand, the battlefield tapped for 2 black. So it reassembles. It's super fun. Goblin Instigator, a 2 casting 1/1 when it comes out, it makes a token, a 1/1 token. A Swab Goblin, just a 2 casting 2/2, 3 murders, 3 Ravenous Harpies. 1 for one of any color, sacrifice another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Ravenous Harpy. And it's a 3 casting 1/2 with flying. So you can see how the Reassembling Skeleton and Doomed Dissenter might help. If you got your Ravenous Harpy out and then you sacrifice your Doomed Dissenter, you get a 2/2 black zombie creature, and you get your Ravenous Harpy, would be a 2/3 at that point. Act of Treason. I'm sure you can see the combo right here. Act of Treason, you steal their creature, you attack with it, and then you sacrifice it to your Ravenous Harpy, and it goes away. Blood Divination. That's an additional cost to this spell. Sacrifice a creature and draw 3 cards. This does not combo with Act of Treason. That would be way too much mana. You could, I mean, at the end of the game, if you've got 7 mana laying around, you could Act of Treason and then Blood Divination to draw more cards. You could, but that's tricky to do. A Demon of Catastrophes. This would be a great card to build around. 4 casting 6/6 flying. Once again, as an additional cost, you sacrifice a creature. Either your Doomed Dissenter or Reassembling Skeleton would be great choices. 1 of a Gravedigger. I think there's room for more Gravediggers in here, which would be awesome, because then you could start returning these other creatures to your hand. Like you could return your Dissenters back to your hand and then sacrifice them further. That would be kind of cool. A Goblin Trashmaster. It does feel a little bit out of place in this deck because it's not too goblin heavy. There's only 4 other goblins, so this just gives you something to do with your tokens, or they become 2/2s. In a goblin deck, though, that'd be kind of fun. A Rekindling Phoenix. Love this card. When it's removable, but it's tough. So for 4, 2 and 2 red, you get a 4/3 flyer. When it dies, it creates its own 0/1 token, and then that token at the beginning of your upkeep on the next turn, that token sacrifices itself to bring Rekindling Phoenix back from your graveyard to play with haste. It's pretty awesome. This is an exile target. Vraska's Contempt loves Rekindling Phoenix, Sealaways, stuff like that. So it's an exile target, but it's still a lot of fun. Brawl-Bash Ogre is neat. Whenever Brawl-Bash Ogre attacks, you can sacrifice another creature. So you could Act of Treason something you want out of the way, and then attack with your Brawl-Bash Ogre, but you can't attack with both. You have to sacrifice it when you attack, so you can't attack with their creature and then sack it to the Brawl-Bash Ogre. You just have to sack it. Open the Graves is cool. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, either by sacrificing or other means, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. That's super useful. Siege Gang Commander creates 3 1/1 goblins, and then for 2 you can sacrifice a goblin, and then Siege Gang Commander deals 2 damage to any target. He can even sacrifice himself to do that damage if you're in a pinch. Gravewaker's neat because you can return a card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped for 7 mana, so late game, this is super cool. 10 swamps, 10 mountains, 4 Cinder Barrens, and 1 Dragonskull Summit. A total of 25 mana in this deck, so should have plenty of mana for all these 2 black and 2 red, and you know, I think it's got a kind of a higher curve to it. But if you can get out some of these creatures early, you'll be in pretty good shape. This Goblin Instigator gives you a couple of blockers. So let's get into it. This deck is one of the most appropriately named decks as well, because the games get pretty chaotic, and you just have these wild combos and you just go, how did this happen? And your opponents are going, what in the jank is happening? It's a thing. While we have a minute here, go ahead and like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will keep doing this. It's a lot of fun. A pair of Cinder Barrens and a Swamp. And no plays for 3 turns. I don't hate this. I'm going to keep it. I mean, even if I draw into a 2 casting, I can drop the Swamp on turn 2. And not be slowed down all that much. Cinder Barrens. And if I don't get a good enough play next turn, I'll drop another Cinder Barrens. And then start the game on turn 3. Okay. Yeah, no problem here. Okay, cool. A pair of Harpies. This could easily win me the game, depending on what he's playing. If he's not running plummets or... Oh, there's black mana for him. That's unfortunate. Black removal is just so strong right now. I mean, it is just everywhere. Oh no, does he have a counterspell? He may. Held priority over something. Whisper Agent. Cool. So he gets the Surveil one with that Whisper Agent. That's neat. I like Surveil. You look at the card and it either goes in your graveyard or back on top of your library. What's he thinking about? Grow from the Ashes. So he gets to search his whole library for a basic land card. Puts it into the battlefield. And he shuffles his library again. Now with the kicker, I think he gets 2 lands. So if he pays 5, he can get 2 lands out of that card. And he drops a Hired Prisoner, which is a 1/1 with Death Touch. We will happily steal that and block his own creature with it later. But for now, let's do... Yeah, let's do a Brawl-Bash Ogre. No, Act of Treason is a sorcery. So let's do a Brawl-Bash Ogre. And then we'll think about stealing some dudes next turn. So I could steal a card. Steal a dude. I'd much rather get this Poison Tip Archer off the table. So let me steal that. Sacrifice it to my Brawl-Bash Ogre. Yeah. Yeah, check this out. Okay. So I'm going to definitely steal it. Yep. And now, when another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life. So watch this order of events here. This is kind of important. We're going to shock his Whisper Agent. It's going to die. And then he's going to lose 1 life. I'm going to use the Harpy's ability on his Poison Tip Archer. So he loses his Archer anyways, and then I just get to attack for 2. I'm not going to attack with my Brawl-Bash because I would lose him for sure. He would block and Death Touch it. I could Gravedigger it, that's true, but it's a waste because Gravedigger, they come back to your hand, not to the battlefield. Oh boy. Okay. So he's giving me a murder target right now, that's what's happening. There's no way he's attacking for 1. Just get rid of that guy. Yep, I'm just going to attack for 2. I could Blood Divination. I could sacrifice my Brawl-Bash for that. The Skyrider Patrol, at the beginning of combat, he can pay a blue and a green and put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature, and that creature gains flying until the end of the turn. So that's pretty powerful. I don't like that at all. That's gotta go. And he's got it. He can pay for it. And it's a 2/3 flyer. That's not a terrible elf to play. I don't think he attacks. He's gonna wait. He's gonna do it for the counter. That's what I thought. Only flies till the end of the turn. So let's do... I'm gonna sacrifice my own ogre. He's gonna go. We're gonna get a 3/4 flyer. And we're gonna attack him with it. He's gonna have to block. And on the crackback he can hit me for 5. Drop another Harpy. Oh, that's game. Rats. The Golgari Queen is so strong. Just take a bigger look at her. And she's doing the minus... She's doing the +2, right? Sacrifice another permanent, which is going to be a land. And she's going to gain 1 life and draw a card. This is such a strong Planeswalker. A 4? Yeah, it's a 4 drop too. Man. I've got to sacrifice my Harpy to draw some cards, or this is not going to end well. A 3/3 flyer and a 2/3 flyer. Commander, bro. That's cool. We got land. Let's draw some cards because I need cards. There we go. Cool. So let's definitely do that with the Dissenter here. So as you can see, for 2 I played a 1/1 who makes my Harpy a 4/5, and then I get the 2/2 zombie token. So he could be at 9. And I've got a lot more tokens to add here. Not tokens, but I mean creatures I could use to buff my Harpy. There my Harpy goes. That's the Golgari Queen. She's so good. And she can do that again and again and again. I'm going to Gravedigger my Harpy out though. Don't think we have it this game. I'm going to take 6. I'll be 8. I'll take 7. Man. Had I just waited a little bit. Okay, let's see here. Let's get a Harpy out. And then we're going to have to cast the Harpy. And wait. Next turn I can steal a dude, give it haste, attack. We'll see how this plays out. He might have something in his hand. He might have a kill card. But we'll see. I could make somebody commit the treason, kill the Golgari Queen, sacrifice it to my Harpy, and regain the upper hand, hopefully. Plus I have that 7 mana. Well, that's what Golgari does. We just get killed. That's fine. He's gonna give it to his big guy. Which I can't sacrifice, so... He doesn't. Okay. Comes at me with the flyers. Okay. Well, this is the game. Oh boy, I can't make them any bigger. He'll be at 1. How frustrating. And he's gonna fly right over me. And I will die. Rats. Okay, so let's just go to... We'll bring him down to 1. And then he will surely end the game next turn. Not one of these... If this deck had like a... I don't know if Crash Through would do it. Just give all your creatures +1/+0 until the end of the turn. That would have won the game. But, you know, sometimes I will wish my deck had something else. Really, it's just how the cards played out. No big deal. That's cool. He's just sacrificing that land and gaining life. He's almost got the ultimate. Maybe we should wait for that. He won't, though. This is too close of a game to mess around with. Yeah, he has to. He has to end the game. It's Chaos and Mayhem. It's a lot of fun, too. This is one of the funner decks. I love this one. We'll do one more game, see if we can't get 2 out of 3. Some of these decks are pretty good at that. And, you know, really, one of the early upgrades that I would consider doing with these welcome decks is just to add a sideboard. So in this deck, I might add more, like, black creature removal, more situational, like, red damage increasers. I'm gonna definitely hang on to that. These ogres are not legendary. You have 4 of them out at once. And they've got Menace, which is super useful early on. So he can't block with like a Pride Mate, like a Johnny's Pride Mate, for example. He's got to block with 2 creatures. And I will happily steal a Pride Mate and sacrifice it to my ogre. Please, make him huge. Okay, and we got the Phoenix. So I'm going to be a little more careful with my Phoenix. Because I don't want him to seal it away. And I definitely don't want to attack into an exile. This is terrific. He's going to come at me for 4. No, Novice Knight. That's fine. Yeah, we're going to block. I should have recast that. I hit the button too soon. That is my fault. We're going to put down a Phoenix to use as a blocker. And this is one of those unexpected creatures that I can just use as a blocker over and over and over again. Unless he exiles. He doesn't have exile. He can't just, well, he can. He could Hieromancer's Cage. Or he could, like what he's doing. So, see, I'm going to block. He's not expecting this. Now these both die, but my Phoenix is coming right back. I'm going to drop a Brawl-Bash Ogre. And I'm not going to attack because I want to save this as a blocker. He is going to... Okay. Now which one do I steal? Yeah, I can literally do this all day. Alright, I think I've got to steal his Pride Mate. He's going to gain a bunch of life with these tokens that his war leader's about to make too. Which can't happen. We don't want that to happen. So let's take us a war leader. An attack. And then we've got a sacrifice. Actually, I think I could have declared the war leader as an attacker. And if I get open the graves out, it becomes super useful. Gain life, gain life. He's going to drop the sigiled sword on this novice knight soon. Okay, cool. Play. No, we'll drop our Reassembling Skeleton from the graveyard. We will shock this guy. I'm gonna hit him with my Brawl-Bash Ogre. Now it does have Menace. And I'm not gonna do that. I want him to try and kill it so I can pick off his novice knight. It's got Menace. Perfect. First. There we go. So now if he, even if he, oh boy. Okay, that's how we're playing this. I'm gonna have to, no, this game's out of reach. He's got this sword. It's gonna make 2/2 knight tokens. Yeah, you guys will see how this works here in a second. I'm gonna have to block with my Reassembling Skeleton, and all I'm gonna draw for the next 5 turns is gonna be land anyways. This is gonna be tricky. And he doesn't, well, he is gonna risk his war leader, which is fine with me. I'll happily kill it. And it's attacking. And he gains 2 life from the... And his Pride Mate gets bigger. Awesome. Okay, so let's block with our little skeleton. He doesn't trample yet. Oh, I should have blocked with... Whoops. Forgot about that guy. I would really like some of these guys to have vigilance. This is a cool deck. He's going to get tokens from his Haz the Marshal, tokens from his War Leader, tokens from the Pride Mate. 1 murder! 1 solves this problem. Yeah. Block the token here. Block the dude here. I'm gonna have to shock the Marshal. And then, okay, and then I can... Alright. Game's not quite over yet. Very close. Not quite. Too bad he's not playing with like Thud or Fling or something like that. When Lena comes into play, create a token for each token. Awesome. This is strong. 6 casting though, that's up there. Okay. I mean, it's only a 27-25, a Johnny's Pride Mate looking for trouble. That's terrific. That deck should be called Chaos and Mayhem. Okay, so let's block down. We'll kill this guy, and we'll throw our skeleton in the way of this guy. 2 blockers there. If I got to open the graves out, he would accidentally be handing me an army, which is exactly what we're about to do. Not quite enough. Okay, let's get our Swab Goblin out there. Oh, this isn't what I thought it was. That's okay. And our Reassembling Skeleton. On his turn, it comes into play tapped, and we will pass the turn one more time. Let's see where we land. He still can't come after me freely at this point in the game. He's getting close. He's getting close. His little 1/1 tokens are still just 1/1s. Another Pride Mate, that's what I expected. Pride Mate's going to come down. Now I've really got to get drawn to a Murder, or a Chupacabra, or shoot even an Act of Treason. That would do. I love an Act of Treason. Has to attack. Can't not attack. He gains a bunch of life. He should have dropped the Pride Mate first. If I accidentally clicked no blockers, wouldn't that be hilarious? I could hit for 33. Okay, let's block. I want to block down with a token, so let me just block with this token. I don't get anything out of those tokens. I'm going to block with this guy. Alright, there's okay. And actually, I've got 2 good blockers here for his Prides mates, because they'll make zombie tokens for me every turn now as well. So check this out. That's gonna come in handy. But let's open the graves first. Then at the end of his turn, if I still have like a Reassembler alive, or my Rekindling Phoenix even, I will happily sacrifice my Phoenix to the Harpy. Okay, here he goes. Let's resolve that. And resolve that. No, his Pride Mate just got bigger, didn't it? Okay, so plan. And be here. Oh my goodness. He's got to click the take action button over and over and over again right now. This is just silly. Let's see if we can survive this, huh? I think I see it. All he's got to do is sacrifice Lena, and then all these little creatures get indestructible. I want to kill this guy. Well, let's kill this guy. Let's try and make as many of my dudes as possible live. Reassembler. Let's block a 1-2 here, and a 2-2 here. I'm pretty sure that's still going to kill me or get very close, but let's see how this plays out. I'm not even doing the math. I'm just going to see where we land. Yep, right at 0. And he's at 54. So that's a pretty good deck that he played there. So 1 out of 3, not great, but again, this deck is seriously, it's Chaos and Mayhem. I think it's fun. So you know, if you play it, give it a shot. There are some room for upgrades in it, but you know, it's what you get with a welcome deck. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.